love and time. Once upon a time, there was an island where all the feelings lived: happiness, vanity, sadness, knowledge, and love. One day, it was announced to the feelings that the island would sink. So, everyone constructed boats and left. Except for love. Love was the only one who stayed. Love wanted to hold out until the last possible moment. When the island had almost sunk, Love decided to ask for help. Richness was passing by in a grand boat. Love said, "Richness, can you take me with you?" Richness said, "No, I can't. There is a lot of gold and silver in my boat. There is no place for you." Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by in a beautiful vessel. "Vanity, please help me." "I can't help you, love. You are all wet and might damage my boat," Vanity answered. Sadness also passed by. So Love asked, "Sadness, please let me go with you." "Oh, Love, I am so sad that I need to be myself. I can't take you." Happiness also passed by. But she was so happy that she did not even hear when Love called her. Suddenly, there was a voice. "Come, Love, I will take you." It was an elder. So blessed and overjoyed, Love even forgot to ask the elder where they were going. When they arrived at dry land, the elder went his own way. Realizing how much she owed to the elder, Love asked Knowledge, another elder, "Who helped me?" Knowledge answered, "It was time." "Time? But why did time help me?" Knowledge smiled with deep wisdom and answered, "Because only time is capable of understanding how valuable love is." Moral: time heals everything. Time is very valuable.
The Princess and the Pea. Once upon a time, there was a prince who was looking for a girl to marry. He was looking for a beautiful princess. He traveled around the world looking for her. He met a lot of princes, but none of them was what he wanted his future wife to be. The prince had to turn back home without a princess to marry, which made him very sad. One evening, there was a terrible storm outside. There were claps of thunder and flashes of lightning. In the middle of the storm, someone knocked on the gates of the castle. There was a beautiful girl standing there. Water was dripping from her hair and clothes, but she stood proudly outside the gates and claimed that she was a princess. When the queen heard this, she quickly came up with a plan to check whether the girl was a real princess. She went to the bedroom and put a pea right in the middle of the bed. Then she piled up 20 mattresses on top of the pea. That is where the girl slept for the night. The next morning, they asked the princess how she had slept. The princess said, "To be honest, I couldn't sleep very well. I felt as if there was a hard bump I was lying on. Today, my body is aching so badly from it." That was the sign the queen was looking for. Everyone understood that the girl was a true princess, since she could feel the pee through 20 mattresses. Only a real princess with extremely delicate skin could have felt it. The prince finally smiled and asked her to marry him, certain that he had found the very princess he was looking for. They got married and lived happily ever after.
The hen that laid golden eggs. Once, a farmer was living in a village. He was sitting under the tree. He was very poor. His days were passing with difficulty. One day, someone gave the farmer a hen. That hen gave one golden egg every day. That farmer sold that golden egg every day. Soon he became a rich man. All the people in the village started respecting him. The farmer became greedy. He thought that if the hen gives a golden egg every day, inside the hen's stomach there will be so many golden eggs. If I get all the golden eggs in one day, I will be the richest man of the entire village. The farmer took a knife and cut the stomach of the hen. What did he see? He saw that there were no golden eggs inside the stomach of the hen. Poor farmer! He did not get any golden eggs and he even lost his hen. The moral of the story is, do not be greedy.
Goldilocks and 3 bears. Once upon a time, there lived a little girl whose name was Goldilocks. One day, she decided to go for a walk in forest. While out walking, she lost her way and found herself at the house of 3 bears. Inside the house, she came across a kitchen table with 3 bowls of porridge. She tasted the porridge from the first bowl and found it was too hot. So she tried the porridge from the second bowl, which was too cold. Finally, she tried the third bowl and found that it was just right. So she ate it all up. When she had finished the porridge, she felt tired and went to find somewhere to sit down. The first chair she found was too big. The second chair was still too big. But the third chair, she felt just right. As she sat down, the chair broke into many pieces. By now, Goldilocks was very tired. So she looked for somewhere to sleep. The first bed she found was too hard. The second was too soft. But the third bed was perfect for her. So she slept on it. Just then, the bears came back to their house. When they came into the kitchen, they saw that someone had been eating their porridge. "Who's been eating our porridge?" shouted the daddy bear and the mummy bear. Baby bear cried and said, "Who's been eating my porridge and eaten it all up?" Then the 3 bears spotted that someone had been sitting in their chairs. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" shouted daddy bear and the mummy bear. Baby bear cried, "Who's been sitting in my chair? It is broken up into pieces." The 3 bears ran to check their bedrooms and saw that someone had been sleeping in their beds. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" shouted the daddy bear and the mummy bear. The baby bear cried, "Someone has been sleeping on my bed and they're still in it. Goldilocks was woken up by their shouting and was so scared. She jumped out of the bed and ran out of the open window back into the forest. She ran home to her mother and promised her she would never again go for a walk in the forest alone. Moral: think about how your actions might hurt others. The ugly duckling. One hot summer day, a mother duck's eggs began to crack and hatch, and little ducklings started appearing one after another. Chee chee, chee, they cried. But one of the duckling was different. This little duckling was very cheerful and would happily join in every game his brothers and sisters were playing. But sadly, they didn't want to play with him. He couldn't understand why no one liked him until one day he saw his reflection in water. I'm so ugly. That's why no one likes me, the duckling thought, and decided to run away from home. He left his home and set out. On his way, he came across a woman who took him home and fed him. But her cat and her hen treated the duckling very badly. So he left the woman's house. Winter came, and the duckling was all alone and freezing. A man saw him and took him home. The man treated him well, but his children terrified the duckling. They would run and jump and shout all over the place. So the duckling escaped from there. At last, spring arrived, and the duckling was so happy that he could swim again. One day, as he was swimming, he saw a beautiful swan in the lake and fell in love instantly. However, the duckling remembered that he was very ugly, and at this thought, he bowed his head down in sadness. But what did he see in his reflection? Over the winter, he had turned into a very handsome and young swan. I understand now. My brothers and sisters all are ducklings. But I am a swan, he thought, and swam after the beautiful swan. Soon they got married and lived happily ever after. Moral: you should never judge anyone based only on their appearance.
Chicken Little. Chicken Little loved wandering in the woods. She liked seeing the tall trees and she loved smelling the flowers. She also loved listening to the birds singing. One day, when the Chicken Little was walking, suddenly a mango fell from the tree and hit her head. Oh my God, the sky is falling. I must go and tell this to the lion. She ran towards the lion. On the way, she met a hen. Where are you going? Asked the hen. Oh, Henny Penny, the sky is falling. I am going to tell this to the lion. How do you know that the sky is falling? I felt it hit on my head. Oh, then I will also join you, said the hen. While the two were running, they met a duck. Where are you going? Asked Ducky Lucky. Oh, the sky is falling and we are going to tell this to the lion. How do you know that the sky is falling? Oh, it hit my head, said the little chick. Oh, can I join you guys? Yes, of course. All three of them started running and suddenly they met a fox. Where are you going? Asked the fox. Oh, the sky is are going to tell this to the lion. Do you know where does the lion live? Asked the fox. No, we don't. The fox said, I know. Come with me and I will show you the way. All three of them started walking with the fox until they reached his den. The fox said, come on in. All three of them went inside, but never came out again. The fox killed them one by one and ate them. The moral of the story is, you should never trust a stranger.
Three Billy Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were three Billy Goats. They lived together on a grassy hill. The three goats were always hungry. They ate and ate and ate. And soon all the grass was gone. One day the goats looked up. What a surprise! They saw green grass on the next hill. Look at that, said little Billy Goat Gruff. That grass is long. That grass is green. That grass is for me. I can get to that grass if I go over the bridge. Little Billy Goat Gruff walked onto the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap went his feet. But he didn't know that a troll lived under the bridge. The troll heard something. Who's that walking over my bridge? Little Billy Goat Gruff was afraid. He whispered, It is me, Little Billy Goat Gruff. I am going to eat you up. Oh, Mr. Troll, please don't eat me. I am the smallest goat. My big brother is coming soon. He is bigger. He is juicier. Please wait and eat him up. All right. You may cross the bridge. I will wait for your big brother. The little goat crossed the bridge. He was very hungry. He began to eat the green grass. It was delicious. The middle goat saw him eating. Look at that! That grass is long. That grass is green. That grass is for me. I can get to that grass if I go over the bridge. Middle Billy Goat Gruff walked onto the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap went his feet. But he didn't know that the troll lived under the bridge. The troll heard something. Who's that walking over my bridge? Middle Billy Goat Gruff was afraid. He said softly, It is me, Middle Billy Goat Gruff. I am going to eat you up. Oh, Mr. Troll, please don't eat me. I am the middle goat. My big brother is coming soon. He is bigger. He is juicier. Please wait and eat him. All right. You may cross the bridge. I will wait for your big brother. The middle goat crossed the bridge. He was very hungry. He began to eat the green grass. It was delicious. The big goat saw him eating. Look at that! That grass is long. That grass is green. That grass is for me. I can get to that grass if I go over the bridge. Big Billy Goat Gruff walked onto the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap went his feet. But he didn't know that a troll lived under the bridge. The troll heard something. Who's that walking over my bridge? Big Billy Goat Gruff was not afraid. He said loudly, It is me, Big Billy Goat Gruff. I am going to eat you. Big Billy Goat Gruff said, That's what you think, Mr. Troll. I am not afraid of you. The big goat put his head down and began to run. Take that, Mr. Troll. It's time for you to go for a swim. The troll flew into the air and finally fell in the water. Help! Help! Please help me! Goodbye, Mr. Troll, shouted all the three goats. Now we can eat. This grass is long. This grass is green. This grass is for us. Moral: there is always a way out of every difficulty.
The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs, Ramu, Shamu and Sonu. Ramu was lazy. He built a simple house made of straw. Shamu was little less lazy. He built a house made of wood. Sonu was not lazy. He built and built a house made of bricks. They all lived happily till a big bad wolf came to their town. The wolf loved to eat pigs. The wolf came to Ramu's straw house and said, little pig, let me come in." Ramu said, No, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." The wolf said, "Then I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house in." The wolf blew the straw house down. Ramu had to run to Shamu's wood house for shelter. But the wolf followed him. The wolf went to Shamu's house and said, little pig, let me come in." Shamu said, No, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." The wolf said, "Then I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house in." The wolf blew the wood house down. Both Ramu and Shamu ran to Sonu's brick house for shelter. But the wolf followed them. The wolf went to Sonu's house and said, little pig, let me come in." Sonu said, No, not a chance, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." The wolf said, "Then I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house in." The wolf blew and blew, but could not blow the brick house down. The three pigs were safe in the brick house. Then the wolf tried to climb down the chimney. But Sonu was ready for him. Sonu put a pot full of boiling water at the bottom of the chimney, and when the wolf climbed down, the wolf somehow climbed back up the chimney and fell off the roof. Finally, the wolf ran away and left the town. The three little pigs lived happily ever after. Moral: do not be lazy.
King Midas' golden touch. Once there was a king named Midas. He was very rich. He had so many palaces and a large kingdom. But he was very unhappy. One day, he was praying to God and suddenly God appeared. King Midas asked God, "Oh God, please grant me a boon. Whatever I touch should turn into gold." God was happy. He said, "Your wish is granted." King Midas was very happy. King Midas touched his throne and that turned into gold. He touched the chairs, the tables, the vases. He touched everything and everything turned into gold. King Midas was very happy. He thought he was the richest man in the world. And suddenly, King Midas touched his dinner. And what did he see? He saw that all the fruits and all the food turned into gold. King Midas was astonished. He thought that he won't be able to drink or eat anything. Suddenly, his daughter came running to meet her father. And when the father put his arms around his daughter, what did he see? He was shocked. He saw that his daughter also turned into a statue of gold. "Oh no. Oh please, I do not want any more gold. I want my dear daughter back. I beg of you, God. Please take away your boon. Please, I want my dear daughter back." And suddenly, God appeared. God said, "This is magical water. If you sprinkle this water on everything that turned into gold, everything will come back into its original form." King Midas was very happy. He sprinkled the magical water on everything that turned into gold. Suddenly he realized that everything came back to its original form. He got back his dear daughter. King Midas was very happy. The moral of the story is, do not be greedy. The boy who cried wolf. Once there was a shepherd boy who took all his sheep up on the mountain to have some grass. He was sitting there, but he was very bored. One day, he thought of playing a prank. He started shouting, "Wolf came! Wolf came! Please help! Wolf came!" Listening to this, all the farmers who were working under the hill came up running to help the boy. When they reached there, they saw there was no wolf. They became very angry. But the boy, when he saw the farmers, he started laughing. Seeing this, all the farmers were very angry and they scolded the boy that if next time you play such prank, we would not come to help you. The next day, the boy played the same prank again. He started shouting, "Wolf came! Wolf came! Please help!" And the farmers ran up again to help the boy. And they saw no wolf again. Everyone was very angry and they left in anger. After a few days, the shepherd boy was with all his sheep on the hill again. And suddenly, really, a wolf came. And the wolf started attacking all his sheep. The boy got very scared. He started climbing up the tree to save his life. And then he called for help. "Wolf came! Wolf came! Please help!" But all the farmers did not trust him and did not come to help the boy. But the wolf, he attacked all the sheep and he killed a few. After looking at all this, the boy realized lying is a bad habit. If you lie, then people will not trust you. The moral of the story is nobody believes a liar.
City Mouse and Country Mouse. One day, the Country Mouse was expecting his cousin from the city to come and visit. Knock knock. The Country Mouse ran towards the door excitedly. "Hello, dear cousin," he said, and gave his cousin a big hug and made him sit down at a late table. "I'm so glad to see you. Come on, let's have dinner, and you tell me how life is treating you." "My dearest cousin, thank you for your warm welcome," the City Mouse said. He took a quick look at the table, which had only a few dry berries and walnuts on it. "Come, visit me, and I will give you such a wonderful treat that you will never want to come back to the country again." After a few days, the Country Mouse visited his cousin in the city. His cousin met him near a big store. The store had fruits, bread, cheese, and many other things. The Country Mouse was astonished. "Let's have a real dinner now, dear cousin," the City Mouse said, and was just about to tuck in when a cat attacked the dinner table. The two mice had to wait for the cat to take what she wanted and leave. "Oh, this was close. Things like this shouldn't bother you too much. It's a part of city life," said the town mouse apologetically. They tried again. This time, they couldn't even touch their food because a dog ran towards them, and the two cousins had to run for their lives again. The Country Mouse said, "Dear cousin, thank you for your hospitality. There was plenty of food, but we can never sit and dine properly. I would rather go back to the country where I can enjoy my dinner in peace." Moral: be happy with what you have.
Who will bell the cat? Once there was a mouse town in which a lot of mice used to stay. Once that mouse town was visited by a cat, and since the cat had visited, everyone in the town was very scared. They could not sleep at peace. So one day, all the mice wanted to have a meeting. They wanted to decide of how to get rid of the cat. One small mice suggested, "How about tying a bell around the neck of the cat? That way, whenever the cat comes, the bell will ring and we all can escape." Everyone thought that it's a great idea, and they all agreed to the small mouse. Till then, a wise and an old mice suddenly said, "But who will bell the cat?" Everyone was astonished. They started looking at each other. The wise and the old mice said to the small mice, "How about you tie the bell around the cat's neck, because you gave this brilliant idea?" Everyone started looking at each other. The small mice said, "Oh no, I cannot tie the bell. I'm sorry." Everyone realized what the old and the wise mice was trying to say. The wise and the old mice said to the small mice, "Next time, before giving any idea, you should think over it." The moral of the story is, even the greatest ideas are nothing if they cannot be implemented.
The king and his 3 sons. Once upon a time, there lived a king who had a beautiful kingdom. He had 3 sons. The first was Karan, the second was Arjun, and the third was Yash. The king wanted to test his 3 sons. He asked them to assemble in the court the next day. The king said to his sons, "I want to test the 3 of you, and whoever passes the test successfully will become the king after my death." Karan, Arjun, and Yash were eager to know what the test was. The others gathered in the courtroom were also waiting anxiously. The king said, "All you have to do is fill the entire room with something." Karan brought diamonds, which filled half the room. Arjun filled the room with cotton, but it was not sufficient. Yash kept a lamp in the middle of the room. It spread light in the whole room. Everyone gathered were astonished to see this. Karan and Arjun were ashamed of themselves as their younger brother defeated them. The king appreciated Yash and decided that he will be the future king. Moral: a person's cleverness is shown by his actions.
The Ant and the Grasshopper. Once it was a beautiful spring day. A grasshopper was singing and dancing and enjoying the spring day. Suddenly, an ant passed his way. The ant was a hard-working ant. The ant, with all the hard work and effort, was taking a particle of corn home. The grasshopper said, "Instead of walking all day, why don't you come and sit and talk to me?" The ant was very intelligent. The ant said, "I am gathering food for the rainy days. You should also do the same. What will you give your family to eat and stay during the rainy days?" The grasshopper replied, "I have lot of food for right now. Why should I think about the rainy days?" The ant was very intelligent. She did not pay any attention to what the grasshopper was saying. She gathered more and more food before the rains came. One day, it suddenly started raining. The rains came much earlier than expected. The poor grasshopper did not have any place to stay and any food to eat. The grasshopper went to the ant for help. The ant reminded him of what he had said earlier, but the ant was very helpful. She offered him some food to eat and a place to stay. The moral of the story is, if you do not work at the time of working, later you will face difficulties.